Hi, I'm Yapo,
And I'm Agent 355.
and today I am playing a Forglar Swamp BG deck that is entirely based around poisoning people. It's also really kind of bad.
Poison, I'm assuming, is a damage over time effect.
It can be, but it's also a damage type. The
Hmm.
problem with poison as a damage type is it doesn't work on buildings, it doesn't work on constructs, it doesn't. Undead have a 40% resistance to it, all of them.
So, that sounds like some pretty serious drawbacks. So, what makes poison better than other types? In some ways.
When this deck starts going, it's really, really fun to play because it's so silly.
I mean, 'cause I would assume, like, if poison can't hurt buildings, that it did double damage to humans or something.
No, no, it's
No.
just bad.
Okay, well, that's terrible. It's got a cool looking font, though.
Actually, the very first game I queued up with these guys. This is like the sixth or seventh game I queued because
Oh, look at the adorable frog dude.
the very first game I got constructs and I was like, "Welp." So
Did you quit the second it happened?
yeah, pretty much. So
Yeah.
the main gimmick of this is that little thing I put down, bear trap looking thing, is a trap.
It's a Slan. Does he have leap?
And actually, he does.
Nice.
And leap is actually very good because it's also a more efficient way of moving. But no, those little traps, anytime an enemy walks over them, there's a poison cloud that pops up, and the poison cloud's area of effect 2. And that's actually one of the goons that's been posting in the thread. So I was like, is this guy talking to me or what? But nope.
So this looks like some sort of, Thunderdome
Yes,
map.
this is actually the Forsaken Wastes arena. You can see all the little tombstones in the back there for
Yeah.
all the dead people. But this map is actually really, really good for me because he's got to funnel all his guys to this middle area that I plan on filling with poison clouds. Because one of the other maps I played against somebody was really inconvenient for me because it was a multi-front map and I couldn't get the critical mass I needed of poison clouds going.
So are you going to just show us another game where you win?
Yeah, actually, I only lost. Had to queue like 7 times, but I got a bunch of people to friendly quit me, so it didn't count for my ranking.
Oh, jeez.
Because the construct guy was like, so are you playing constructs?" And he's like, "Yeah." I was like, "Well, I am playing poison," and I sent a friendly quit request, and he's like, "Okay."
So what is friendly quit? Like we both agree this isn't cool, and neither one counts.
Yeah, it doesn't count for the rankings. Which I would also like to note that this guy is ranked top 50 in this game.
Hmm.
Is what the little diamond-looking thing means.
Diamond looking thing where?
If you see where his name is in the bottom right corner, there's two symbols above it,
Oh
and the
yeah.
one that's got the arrow on it is his side, and the other one's my side. And you can see that he's got red on his side because he's the red guy, and I'm the blue guy.
All right.
And see, it just switches, and my name's blue now, and
Yeah.
it's pointing to that other side.
Got it.
But yeah, so it's as of right now, it's just like drop some more traps and convince him to walk towards me. And I'm gonna shoot that guy because he explodes violently, and that's not good for my health. So this is actually a Draxar deck, which is one of the ones I was planning on playing eventually, because it's kind of fun. The Draxar gimmick is that if they're standing next to one of their buddies and they hit you, they get an increase in damage permanently. So your damage can build up very, very quickly.
Was this that deck that had small guys that benefited the big guys?
No,
Or is that a different one? You
that's
know what?
that's a different deck. There's actually
Oh.
two of those sort of. There are Gahern and Moga, which are Shattered Peaks, and there are oh crap, what are they called? Canaan, which are split between Sundered Lands and Shattered
And
Peaks, which
that
is
was the dog people, right?
yes.
Yeah. I'm getting it.
Yeah, you're coming right along. That's true.
Oh yeah, I'm going to be an expert at this game before you know
You're gonna fire it up, and you're gonna be ranked number one.
it. Number one of one.
So this is something new we haven't seen. The thing you just put down is called Tainted Statue, and it is what's called a spell seal. So what spell seals do is they give some positive effect to your opponent or some negative effect when you cast a spell. So basically try and stop people from casting spells.
Mm.
Tainted Statue is one of the best in the games because it just straight makes all spells cost 50% more Nora. So now a normal like a normal damage spell costs 60 Nora, and that's a lot to spend on just a regular damage spell.
Yeah. That's more than you generate without a font, isn't it?
That's more than you generate with a single font.
Oh yeah, well, bugger that then.
So
I love your little gelatinous cube, dude. He's got a great picture.
my poison elemental,
Yeah.
and it's the same person in the thread that wanted to see me play poison also wanted to see Slick and Buzz, which is a salamander riding a giant bug, basically. Unfortunately, I didn't have a chance to get him out, but he's in this deck. He's up. He's up top there. He's kind of the red-looking guy between the gelatinous cube, as you called him,
Oh yeah, yeah.
and the last more expensive champion. So as it gets towards the end, I'm like, I'm not going to have a chance to put him out, and I highlight him so you can really see see what he looks like. But until then, just know that I was trying. I just didn't make it. So sorry.
More traps.
So now it's time to get some poison going here, or just punch some dudes.
Well, both are good.
I thought I put up a poison cloud at some point here, but I guess not. I guess I just punched everybody. I need more traps though. There we go. No? Maybe? I can't even remember what I'm doing here.
How long ago did you play this?
Like yesterday? The day
So,
before?
what did you have for breakfast yesterday? Can you remember that?
Oh no. That's not gonna happen. Alright. And so the reason I'm running the turtle guy is not immune to poison at all, and neither is this guy.
I'm just endlessly amused by these the art. I mean, okay, yeah, I know there's rape trees, but so much of it is so good.
There is some really good art, especially in the newer expansions when they got a little bit more money and got some like more artists involved, and so you can say
Like that guy's great. Look at him. Like you can tell he skips leg day. Huh.
that or he's like an arm wrestling champion or something.
Yeah.
But no, so the whole point of the turtle guy and that guy I just put down is that they can knock guys back. So the goal is I put up a big cloud of poison and just smack them through the cloud of poison.
Yeah, that sounds good. Or can you smack them back onto landmines and traps and stuff as well, I guess?
Yep. And the turtle guy can put down a landmine that when it explodes knocks the guy back more spaces too. So I was actually playing this deck against a goon to try and get it to work right, and I got it set up where he kept walking onto a trap, and then it would trigger a landmine. So it would trigger a gas cloud, and then knock him back through the gas cloud. And it does, I think if you do it right, it does something like 30 damage, that combo does.
I like how if he wants to go pick up that ball, he has to go through over a trap. That's really funny to me.
That's why you put out all the traps. And then most of my guys out there are either immune or get healed from poison clouds. So
Oh, that sounds really good.
it is. It's quite
It
helpful.
definitely does sound like there might be a critical mass point where you have so much poison clouds and your guys are healing from them and damaging the other guys, and
That's very true.
it's just great.
And I have no idea what I'm doing, I'll be honest. So I think at this point I'm like, all right, so we'll knock him back, knock him
Yeah.
back through the cloud,
Nice.
and then we'll hit him again and knock him back some more.
So the clouds work like lava. You take damage from moving through it.
Yep. It's slightly different than lava in that as soon as it goes, it does damage too. Like as soon as a cloud pops up, you can do damage to people. But
All right. See, like I like this as long as you're not fighting constructs. I can see why poison's cool now.
yeah, it's just the whole like ridiculous. Like someone makes a wrong step, and all of a sudden there's like 16 clouds of poison, and they die horribly. It's pretty entertaining.
And he's got to know there's like a billion traps around there somewhere. He just doesn't know where they are.
Right, because those two guys were laying traps constantly. And there's another one to lay more traps. And these guys have a poison attack, which is really bad, but they have some other cool abilities. Like they can deflect damage and turn it into poison and send it back to whoever hit them and stuff like that. So makes up for it, I think. And at this point, I would be retreating if I were him,
Mm.
because there's a lot of guys standing around right there, and there's a lot of poison that can come his direction.
I mean, he's only got 3 dudes on the board, and you already have 4. So
Try again.
I see 4, 5, 5.
There you go.
This episode is brought you to by the number G.
But I'm also in a really good spot because worst case scenario, I can retreat, and he's gotta chase me down to get to my font or to my shrine, and
Mm.
that's gonna be real bad.
Could you just try to be obnoxious and make, basically screen with nothing but poison clouds and force him to come through if he wants to do anything?
Yeah, basically. I mean, that's kind of where it is at this point. If I decide to retreat, it's gonna be pretty hard for him to do much about it.
Is there any sort of thing, like, for instance, on this map, if you just decide to turtle on the left-hand side of the screen, and you covered your font and you covered your building and you just turtled there and said, "Come at me, bro." Is there any sort of, time limit overall, like number of turns before a stalemate's announced, or?
Nope. Gotta grind it out, which can get really, really annoying.
All right.
So I'm like, alright, time for some more knockback shenanigans. More poison. More smacking dudes around.
Yeah, punch the little dragon thing.
I don't have enough AP actually because turtles are slow at doing stuff, and so they're not very good. Like, see, yeah, that guy had like 30 health, and now he's gonna die.
And now he's going to die at the end of your turn, or at the end of his?
At the end of my turn is when the damage over times that he's got on him
Yep.
proc. So
And the blue numbers, those are what, healing?
blue numbers are AP generation.
Oh, right.
Green numbers are healing. Red numbers are damage. Generally. The light blue numbers are Nora generation, though, because there's a few units that generate Nora on hit. Most of the time, they don't matter that much, though. And for some reason, this guy's like, oh, let's run around in the poison. I'm not entirely sure why he decided that was a good idea, but I'll take it.
Well, it's fun. It's bright green. I mean, there's a little glowing ball over there. It's very enticing.
And so another part of this deck is that guy with the trident there, the green guy that's kind of between the two traps,
Mm-hmm.
has an ability that makes everything around him vulnerable to poison. All the opposing champs. So it really, really helps this deck out because they take 8 damage from Poison Cloud instead of 2. Or not 2, 6, excuse me. Yeah.
That seems good.
So he did something really weird. He put a cleansing equipment on his guy, because he was going to get 2 damage from poison at the end of the turn, and instead he decided, he's like, oh my god, I need to cleanse for some reason.
Hmm.
So I don't know what the deal with that is, but
I see you have a lot of doubles of a lot of cards. Are you limited to only 2 of each card?
that is correct. There used to be a mode where you could play what was called a Highlander, where you could only ever use 1 of any card, and it's a lot more interesting because it gives a lot more deck variety, but it's kind of fallen out of fashion,
Hmm.
unfortunately.
It's because people hate fun things.
That's kind of true. There's a lot of people that aren't fun havers.
No. Okay.
There you go. There's a leap for you.
Yeah, that was nice. That was great. Do it again.
I can.
So again, the leap what costs 3 mana but lets you move 4 spaces or something.
Yes. And I put up the little relic I put up has a little poison cloud around it,
Oh.
so I can knock him back through that fairly easily, or I can put that up to knock him back through because I can't really use spells right now because the thing he put out makes him too expensive to really be worthwhile. So I got to rely on stuff like that or my guys who can put out poison clouds. So I totally messed this up because I wasn't thinking about it. That big guy that I knocked back
Hmm.
has an ability that when he kills an enemy champion, actually heals and gains some stats.
Doesn't seem good.
And especially since there's a guy who's all but dead standing right next to him.
Delicious Turtle Bro. Does Turtle Bro have a goon name?
No, he does not. Most of the only things that really do are the bats. Because that's the only that's actually one of the most popular goon decks are the
Right.
bats. So everybody was playing them for a while because they were super cheap. And I guess he really wanted that guy dead, so he spent a spell on it that cost him like 50 Nora, I want to say.
Because does that thing increase the cost of his own spells as well?
Yes, it increases the cost of spells across the board, which seems like a waste to me, but what do I know?
Nothing. You didn't even know what you ate for breakfast yesterday.
Yeah, apparently. And now he's like, oh, I'm going to stand in a poison cloud again, so you can just hit me some more and knock me back through it. The
Are you suggesting that the top 50 player in the place doesn't know what he's doing?
Actually, yes, I watched one of his games before I played him. Actually, it was earlier in the day, and he was doing a bunch of really stupid shit, but managed to win because his opponent was even worse.
Well, that's the secret. You don't have to be the best. You just have to be better than the other guy.
It was a bunch of stuff like if you stand more than one guy next to him, he won't. He'll take, or if there's no guy standing next to him, he takes half damage from ranged attacks. And he'd have a guy that was like one space away that he wouldn't move next to him, and he'd shoot him like 5 times with a ranged champ. I'm like, really? Like, what?
That's
Why?
you just gotta remember that most people are bad at video games. Like the game I've played a lot is World of Tanks. It's a really fun game. Due to ties and draws and things like that, the average player wins 48% of the games. The average player loses more than they win.
That's nice. But yeah, like part of the reason poison is so bad
Yes, it happened.
is that like the poison elemental can't take that font because he can't damage the buildings, the relics that are on there, like at all.
Mm.
So it's just like, well, you can't damage the shrine either.
But you must have some people in your deck with non-poison attacks.
Yeah, I have a couple of them, but it's just like so many, or several of your champs are just like, well, they are
Oh, there he
useless.
is. There's the guy.
Yep,
And there it goes.
and it's over.
Hmm.
So yeah,
No, that guy's lost more than he's won. How is he the best?
Pox actually uses an elo system for ranking.
Oh, I see.
So it gets a little weird, and he could have lost. They do rank resets every once in a while. They just did one about 2 weeks ago. So
So,
you can lose a bunch and be bad, and then get a little better, and then the rank reset happens, and then suddenly you remember how to play and be good and rank up.
or he bought his account on eBay.
Probably not. Most people don't do that.
Yeah. All right, that was a fun game. I like the poison stuff.
Yeah, I think it's fun. Like I say, when it gets going, it's great. But and
But it took 7 games to get one that got going.
yeah, finally.
So that's kind of telling.